Hey guys, hey internet, it's Inkeater, and welcome to tonight's time-lapse. So it's the first time-lapse of the year, and I kind of wanted to talk about American Horror Story.
I'm seeing things that aren't real. I'm seeing things I shouldn't see. I'm dreaming things I've never seen.
You're beginning to think in images, concrete images. Hot, cold, light, dark, food, hunger, pain.
And welcome to tonight's coloring sped up time lapse. So if you don't follow us already, we've actually started doing live streams, or rather we finally figured out how to get our internal audio to be the main audio so we can just play music while we ink or draw or color, introducing something new to the channel. So I don't know what day of the week we're going to be continuing doing that, whether it's going to be a Monday, Tuesday, a Wednesday. But yeah, definitely hope you guys enjoy the time lapse. I really love how Mead came out. She is probably one of my absolute favorite characters from the series. This is definitely a drawing that I'm going to be adding to the Etsy store, to my Etsy store. Really love how she came out. Granted, I don't know if I want to add a little bit more shadow or shading in. I may not. I'm going to definitely turn her into a button. And I just haven't decided if I want to do the colored version of her or the black and white version. I'm leaning more towards the colored one. So if you're not already, definitely hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification in case you want to be alerted to the next time that we actually do a live stream. It's something new. We haven't figured out all the logistics of it. In case you're curious, I'll leave a link down below so you can actually watch that live stream. It's mostly music. It takes a little bit for it to actually start. I will leave the timestamp so that you know when it starts and you're not just listening to music. Unless you're a music person. Granted, the music isn't, since it's copyright-free music, a lot of it's kind of weird and out there, so this session was kind of weird and out there in terms of the land of music because we just couldn't figure out what we liked, what we did towards the end. The stream in total was 1 hour and 5 minutes, I want to say. It could have been a little bit longer. But we ended up coloring Mead from American Horror Story. I originally inked her back in November with the intention of actually sharing her in December, but it just didn't happen that way. She's probably one of my favorite characters from American Horror Story. Granted, I know that she's kind of like fictional in a sense because she really didn't exist. Memories of her existed, so it kind of begs the question of, did this memory really happen or not happen? But it was probably one of my favorite scenes to the opening of American Horror Story Apocalypse. Granted, I really enjoyed the costume, especially the amount of creativity that went into there. And I think it's kind of interesting because I posed the question, I think I said something like, oh, she's my spirit animal, and I kind of made everybody on Reddit go wild and crazy. Because apparently you shouldn't call people your spirit animal, and it's like, really? Like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. But back to American Horror Story. So, recently, I never really paid attention prior to the fact that all the series were connected. Granted, I had heard theories, I've seen videos as of recently, and it's kind of funny because I'm now rewatching the series. I'm into the season of The Witches, so that's the 3rd season, I believe, and it's kind of funny because seasons that I didn't enjoy previously, I'm realizing now that I really enjoy them. Like, for instance, Asylum. I wasn't a huge fan of Asylum, and then I rewatched it, and I realized just how much more enjoyable it was knowing what's gone on in all the other seasons. And you start to notice, I guess, similarities. Like, so for instance, there's a baby that's always wanted in the first 3 seasons. And it's kind of interesting because I'm trying to make the connections, dot the I's, dot the T's. Feel free to leave your comments down below in case you have an opinion or you have a theory on the whole series. But to me, it's just really, really interesting because it doesn't make sense and it doesn't have to make sense. And it's kind of interesting how they're tying all of these fictional or rather urban legend creatures together. And then another thing that I noticed was they went back to Roanoke. So Roanoke gets mentioned in season 1, and I completely forgot about that, and it didn't even dawn on me. And it's kind of interesting because now I'm seeing all of these connections that I didn't see before. But yeah, it got me thinking, like, what are some of your favorite characters from Apocalypse? for me, I would have to say it's definitely Mead, definitely Naomi Grossman. I can't remember the name of her character, or if the character had a name. That was a part of the Satanist people. And I really just enjoyed how they went there and the symbolism that they used and just how they keep you on your toes. I love that Queenie came back. I so called Papa Legba and Nan. It's kind of interesting, the things that you kind of were on the edge of your seat trying to figure out and find out. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, who was your favorite American Horror Story character? For me, like I said, it would have to be Naomi Grossman or Mead. Specifically Mead, dressed up as Rosie the robot from the Jetsons. That was probably one of my favorite scenes, even though it's probably fictional, and you could argue that that just never really existed, and yeah, but I had to draw it. I don't know if that ever happens to you guys, where you're just drawn to drawing something. Like, another one that I have going through my head is a Netflix horror movie TV series that I've absolutely enjoyed. I'm actually rewatching it again, and I still want to draw some of the characters in there. So that might happen next week. But let me know down in the comments below whether you like American Horror Story or not, or what are your predictions, or who your favorite character is. And if you're not a fan of American Horror Story, let me know, who should we draw next, and I'll definitely add it to my list. If you like this drawing, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. It lets me know that you like this and we draw more of this kind of stuff. And if you don't, definitely comment down below and let me know who you'd prefer that we draw. And if you like this drawing, it's eventually going to be available in our Etsy store. I'll leave a link to that down below in case you want to follow us to see when it is that we eventually add this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm hoping to do more live streams, so yeah, definitely subscribe if that's your thing. I'm hoping to include some like live conversation, but I guess for right now, I'm just going to do audio. Granted, feel free if I'm ever in a live stream, you know, to ask questions. I'll definitely answer them if I can. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are doing awesome. And yeah, bye.
Whatever it is that you believe you're seeing, it's not real.
Seeing things before they happen.
Things are not always what they seem in this place. So you can't take anything for granted.